Hi everyone, my name is Casey Liggett, and I am doing an interview or explaining the interview about my sister-in-law, Bridget Liggett. She was a school counselor in elementary school. Bef- Before we run into all this, I wanted to tell you that she is retired. She's been retired for about 4 years, but I felt that she was a good person to ask about this because she was kind of somebody I looked up to as becoming a counselor and learning how things should be asked and what we should do. So, the first question I asked Bridget was what was her name, her job title, and her degree. She explained that she worked as an elementary school counselor and earned a master's degree in psychology. Throughout her career, she faced many challenges with students that had issues with academic, behavioral, and emotional and social challenges. Her goal was to always help students become more successful in both inside and outside the classroom. Next, I asked her to describe her job duties. Bridget explained that her responsibility, including meeting individuals, was students leading email counseling groups. She helped children learn healthy ways to cope with emotions, solve conflicts, improve their social skills, and deal with problems at school and at home. She also worked closely with the teachers and parents and the administrator, as well as the community agencies, to make sure that students were receiving what they needed to receive during this time. I then asked Bridget what she found most fulfilling about her career. She told me the most rewarding feeling was watching the kids grow, seeing how they overcame so many challenges that they had and the many obstacles that they went through. She enjoyed seeing students become more confident, improve their behavior, and realize that they could succeed despite whatever their challenges they came from, any walks of life that they were going through in that time. Knowing she had made a positive difference in the child's life was what made her career so meaningful. When I asked about the challenges of the profession, Bridget shared that one of the hardest parts was seeing children who were dealing with problems beyond the school's control. Some students experienced difficulty with family situations, trauma that they may have gone through, low income issues, not having the money to do the things that they needed or even have the supplies that they needed for school. That's where a lot of people have issues and they get down and out about, and that's where the schools need to step up in some ways, which they have. But that's one of the things she had said. She also explained that the counselors cannot fix everything, but they can provide encouragement, guidance, support, connect with families, and helpful resources. She mentioned that balancing a large caseload while making sure every student received the attention they deserved was sometimes difficult. When you have so many kids that you're dealing with, she said it was very difficult because you want to spend more time with that person, but you can't. The next question I asked was how she continued her professional growth throughout her career. Bridget said that she attended professional development workshops, continuing education courses, and school district trainings, along with counseling conferences. She also stayed informed by reading professional journals and collaborating with other counselors. She believed it was important to continue learning because education and counseling practices are always changing, and counselors need to stay current in order to provide the best support possible. Finally, I asked Bridget what advice she would give someone who was pursuing a career in counseling. She encouraged me to always listen before speaking and to remember that every person has a unique story. She emphasized the importance of treating every client with dignity, respect, patience, and compassion. She also reminded me that building trust is a big thing it's most important with counseling, because if you have trust, you have nothing. So she also said that, know that you're a safe place for that person. You don't want to be not judgmental. You need to be not in a non-judgmental environment. After interviewing Bridget, I learned that counseling involves much more than simply talking with people. Counselors serve as advocates, listeners, problem solvers, and supporters. They work together with families, teachers, and community members to help people overcome challenges. They become successful by listening, having empathy, patience, and professionalism. Listening to Bridget describe her experience reinforced many things that I have been learning about psychology. Effective counselors must continue learning. We must stay up to date with everything that's going on, any continuing education that needs to be done, all the training courses that they offer. Try and take as many as you can, as long as you don't overload yourself. One thing this interview really, it helped me just because my decision is very personal. I have chose to become a substance abuse addiction counselor because I am a recovering addict. Everyone can take a look at me and know that I've had something go on in my life. Recovery has completely changed my life, and now I want to be that person who helps someone else realize that recovery is possible. You know, a lot of people take my appearance and they look at it as you can't get a job, no one's going to hire you because you don't present yourself in the way that it needs to be presented. But throughout my life, I've also experienced loss, difficult family situations, and many obstacles that shaped who I am today. Rather than allowing those experiences to define me negatively, I have chosen them to better myself and learn from them. While education teaches us theories and counseling techniques, I believe personal experiences have helped me to develop the compassion that cannot be learned through these courses or anywhere. You learn how to handle somebody through who you are, by what you do, what you've been through. Or that next person, it could be a family member that was something, it doesn't have to be addiction as a substance or anything, because addiction comes in many shapes and forms. But as far as me, yes, mine was substances, and it destroyed my life. I'm 43 years old. I'm a mom of 4 kids, and I wish I could take a lot of things back, but I can't. I lost both my parents right after I became clean. And life happens, and that's one thing I'm learning, is that, life happens. You just have to let go and let God have it. Because if you don't have God in there, you're not going to have anything, because God is what helps us keep going. I don't know. I can sit here and do this all day long, but as I continue my education, my goal is to become an addiction and recovery counselor. I believe my education and what I've learned from life will provide a professional knowledge and ethical foundation I need, while personal experiences allow me to genuinely understand many of the people I hope to serve. Together, I believe those experiences help me become the counselor God has called me to be. Overall, this assignment strengthened my desire to continue my education, confirmed that I've chosen the right career path. Bridget's advice reminded me that helping professions are truly in serving others, building trusting relationships, and making it a positive difference in people's lives. I am grateful she took time to share her experience with me. I look forward to continuing my education so that I can one day help others begin their own journey toward healing and hope and recovery. Thank you for watching.